to next comedian. So guys, make some noise, give it up to Paolin Ennis.
Thank you. An American, a Scotsman, and a South African walked into a bar and told some jokes. And the crowd went wild, and just when they thought, can it get any better, in walks a Sri Lankan, and it did get better. Who's been on holiday, Crete? Yeah. Anyone not been on holiday this year? Anyone? Yeah. Can I ask you? No, that's a stupid question. It's like asking a homeless person, why aren't you home? No. I have some good news for you. There's some free holidays going. For example, Hong Kong is offering 500,000 free tickets, airline tickets, return tickets. But if you think accommodation, there's free other holidays with free travel and free accommodation is provided, which you can take up. Yeah, would you like to? Yeah, it's to Rwanda. You should. It could be a dream trip, Well, it will be a trip for you, but it's a dream for the present Home Secretary. No. Did you all know that she told a group of, this is true, Daily Telegraph correspondents, that her dream, these are her words, her dream is to see the front page of the Telegraph splashed with a photograph of a plane taking off to Rwanda with, full of immigrants. That's a dream. What sort of a sick mind do you have to have, excuse me? But she and the Home Secretary before that, I was thinking, where did they get all this attitude from? Their fathers were immigrants from Uganda and Kenya, and they came to this country around the same time as I came here. So I started to think maybe something that happened when they came here, that's what's causing them to think like that. So my mind went back to the time I first came to this country. Just to set the scene, I grew up in a patriarchal society, where it was very, very male dominant. And segregation of boys and girls was the norm. So I grew up not talking to girls. How do you learn talking to girls? If the elders in the village, they would say, bring me a cup of tea, woman. I can't say that here, can I? Yeah? So when I came to this country and went to work in an office, I was in for a shock. There were girls in the office, And they were not in the kitchen either. They had short hair and even shorter dresses. I knew straight away these were the girls my mother warned me about. So I gave them a wide berth. I didn't talk to them. I wouldn't talk to them. Surely I can't say, bring me a cup of tea, woman. That's not on. Nor can I ask, what did you think of the cricket, huh? These girls, they wouldn't know Joe Root from their beetroot, would they? So I did a wise thing, I did not talk to them. I kept mum. And then this guy joins us from Australia, called Bruce. He would talk to all the girls, and he had some wonderful things to say, like, good day. No worries, mate. And his, the thing he loved to say most was, have a good one, Sheila. So I thought, this guy is an immigrant coming from the Far East. He's talking to girls. I'm an immigrant. I came from the Far East. Why can't I talk to girls? I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. So next day, I psyched myself up. I get up from the desk and go to the toilet and come back hoping to meet a girl along the way. And once time I did that, it happened. I'm walking along this corridor and this girl is coming in the opposite direction. And I look around, no one else is there. I said, right, this is it, I'm going to talk to her. I psych myself up, okay, you can do it. If Brucey can do it, you can do it. as she gets closer, suddenly my legs start to go rubbery. And my throat is all parched up. And my tongue, it's stuck in my mouth and no word is coming out. And then suddenly, we've almost abreast. She turns and goes into this room marked ladies. And this voice screams in my head, say something, say something. And the other voice says, say what? No, two voices arguing in my head, no voice coming out, right? So I think, what? Say, think of Bruce. What? Oh, what would Bruce? And just as he was about to disappear, I shouted after her, have a good one, Sheila. Oh my God. What have I done? She's not Sheila, she's Brenda. I thought I have to make amends. So I stood outside the toilet door, waiting for her to come so that I could explain myself. And I'm standing there, and Martha comes along. She has one look at me and stops. I'm thinking, why is she stopping? Why is she not going into the toilet? She must be thinking the toilet is full and that's why I'm standing outside. So I told her, no, you can go in, I have already been. She gives me an even funnier look and goes in. And then eventually Brenda comes out and I'm about to say something, then I notice it. She got a bulging tummy and pay her a compliment. That's the best thing. So I tell her, looks like congratulations are due. When is the baby due? She starts crying and running away. Oh my God, the hormones are playing up. That can't, this is the late 60s, early 70s, having a child out of wedlock is frowned upon, it brings shame on the family. She is so ashamed. So I thought, I have to pacify her. So I ran after him. Brenda, stop. Don't worry, it's going to be all right. In Colombo, we had a servant girl who also had a baby out of wedlock. But it turned out all right because the driver married her. She hit me. I left the job soon afterwards. And I got another job. There I kept my head down and I was working long hours. One day the boss comes to me and said, go home. The bloody cheek. Yeah. I came here at the invitation of Her Majesty's government because they were short of professionally qualified civil engineers and he is asking me to go home. I'm going to give him a piece of... Then he says, for God's sake man, it's Friday evening. Go get a life, go home to your family. So, thank you sir, thank you. And then a few days later he called me. We didn't get that, did you? Do you want me to repeat? No. A few days later he calls me and says, young man, those were the days. Young man, this is Jim. He's just joined us. Can you show him the ropes? Not realizing that Jim was a manic depressive. I showed him the ropes. I learned something that day. Manic depressives love ropes like there's no tomorrow. And for Jim, there was no tomorrow. And this colleague comes up to me and says, hey Palan, have you heard the news? I said, what? BBC is starting a new program called Have I Got News For You? I said, no, that's news to me. Soon after I left that job, I got another job. This one was even better because they gave me a car. I'd never driven in London, but they gave me a car. I'll never forget the first time I drove in London. I mean, all those motorists were coming around, honking their horns and waving to me. And I was, oh God, these motorists in London, they are not like the ones in Sri Lanka. They are so friendly. But why are they using only 2 fingers? I know. It must be a local custom. So I also followed the custom. And the crowd grew. And then the police car pulled up and they were waving as well. I thought, oh, these policemen, they're so friendly. But why are they not using two fingers? The police in London are so clever. They must have figured out I am new to the country and I don't know the culture. That's what they think, so I showed them. They said I was lucky to get away with a caution. How much time have I got? No. That's the one question every immigrant asks when he first comes to the Okay. My friend asked me the other day, pardon, why do you do comedy at your age? So I told him, it's because that's the only age I have, dude. So if any of you are thinking the same, let me tell you why I do comedy. I do comedy for 3 reasons. 1, I like to bring happiness and laughter into people's lives. You guys have been happy and laughing, haven't you? And secondly, I want to prove to people that age is no barrier to starting anything at any age. How old do you think I am, ma'am? Have a guess. 17. How old do you think I am? 16. I will be celebrating my 80th birthday next week. I don't look it. It's because brown don't frown. You've been lovely. I've been pardoned and you've been happy and laughing. Thank you.